Welcome to the Fandom Foundry, and I'm Todd Oxtra, and this is the show called Best Thing This Week. And why is it the best thing this week? Because of awesome guests and the cool things that we enjoyed that made our lives better. And this is June 27th, folks. Mark your calendar. We are almost done with June. So with that, I mark, I think we decided we're going to do this on an every 6-week basis or so with the wonderful Mr. Matthew Kiehl, known by many names, underscore infinite rewind. I'm not sure why I remember that for so long. M. James Noyce, and I have been told I cannot call him something, so he's just going to be MK.
That's fine.
MJK, but I'm like the Machine Gun Kelly. I don't really like that.
That's G.
Yes, matter. I'll make it sound like that. So, sure. Machine Jeans Kelly. There we go.
Machine Junk Kelly.
Yeah, anything with jeans. So Matt is joining us. He is he's, when you go throwback to my career in podcasting, he's right there at the beginning, and he's been on the show many times, so no introductions are necessary. But Matt is recording in a closet, and he said, Todd, by the way, the time you said was actually 9:30 your time. I'm like, oh, it's a late one. So this is late night. After hours,
we are
this week.
We are after dark.
Yes,
and both of us are old, so this is going to be interesting.
If you see me pulling a Trump, just poke at me. I'm not resting my eyes.
Sleepy Todd Oxtra.
Yes, yeah. It's when you see those old people like texting at night, it's because there's a reason. Don't look into it, folks. Gerontology is a fun science. So with that though, we need to get into kick this podcast off, because it's all about focusing on more of the fun, the good, the awesome. So I always start with like the news stories that made your week, because you know there's always something like that pops in. You're like, oh, this is good news. So Matt, I will say this. This really made my week. Oh, okay. Tell me I can like edit something and put it in here. Okay, cool. Here, look at this. So I love Tekken. It is one of my favorite series of all time. It is at time like about a father who keeps throwing his son down a volcano to make him stronger. And then it's also known to have bears that fight, weird ninjas, odd things that make no sense, and even a little dinosaur called Gone. Well, I don't get into like the online Tekken, like Tekken's the best game in the world. It's the worst game because like they didn't roll back netcode, whatever. I don't care about that stuff. I just like playing it and have a good time. The cutscenes are amazing. I love what they've done, all going back. And that's why I actually got my PlayStation 1, is because of Tekken 3 looking as good as it did in the arcade. So with that, Matt, guess what is coming out? Oh wow, I don't want this. Let's do this like that. We're getting a new, make sure I'm muted. I don't know if we're going to get banned, but we'll try it.
No copyright strikes here. We are.
They announced a Tekken cartoon. And you think it's going to be like a Tekken, like dark and gritty, like, that overly done CGI or anything like that, Matt?
Are they doing Tekken Powerpuff Girls? Is that what I'm saying?
Oh, this looks amazing. This is like those Cartoon Network shows that are just way too goofy and weird, and they are going all in. If you're watching on the video right now, it's the style is like OK Go, or what, I can't remember what the name of the show was. There was a Thundercats version, but we've got Kuma there with the fish. We've got Yoshimitsu jumping on a sword, looking goofy. And then they've got this girl cyborg. She was introduced in 7, I think, but she's funny. She launches her head. She does weird, crazy things. She looks like a fairy. And then she's just playing with her head in this video. It's goofy. And then, of course, what do we have? We have Paul, the guy that has the big hair, got a beard now. He's cool. And I'm sure we're going to get Heihachi Mishima. There he is. Or Jin Kazama, or whatever they're called. They become like the devil guys. And there they are. And it's fun. This is like, I'm so happy for this.
This looks like someone who puts out Tekken. I forget. Is that Capcom?
It's Tecmo. Bandai Namco. No,
Bamco.
Bandai Namco. It used to be Namco. Then they formed with Bandai, and
So it seems to me like Bamco watched Drawn Together, and
Oh,
said,
Drawn Together. It was a great show. Reality cartoon show, right?
We got to do this
with like the He-Man guy, or was it like
Yeah.
the video game guy? And,
Yeah, it was. I mean, it was basically
the
all
slutty
analog. Yeah, all
animated character Betty Boop. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, and then like all of
I
that came from
completely
like
forgot about that show.
yeah, it looks like that, but like filtered through a Powerpuff Girls lens. I'm into it. I don't know anything about Tekken. Tekken was never my thing.
Oh, Tekken is like I grew love Tekken because Matt Tekken had like so many amazing goofy modes.
Sure.
Like one of them was Tekken volleyball, Tekken bowling. They actually had an adventure mode where you're like going side scrolling and you're using all your fighting modes, but along the way you're picking up a floor chicken because you need food.
Sure,
Goes,
yeah.
Chicken.
Street meat.
I mean,
yeah, street meat. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
so that's amazing. I love this. I like because typically when you get something from like a Tekken or something like that, and you know what it's going to be? It's going to be like that horrible Dead or Alive movie. Or it's going to be one of those crappy Ube Bowl things. So, Ube Bowl. So in this case, I'm just happy it's something fun. Why not? Make me happy. But what else made me happy, Matt? This really goes along with what you love. Let me see if I can actually play the audio when I do this. But Michael Key is an amazing person. And he loves the World Cup, apparently. And he has done basically recreated his name.
I did see this. The Mr. Garvey, you know, I'm gonna make fun. I'm gonna do
a run. Yeah. So I'm not gonna play the audio. You just have to imagine this. But when I saw this is happening, he is such an amazing level guy. He is the voice of Toad in the Mario movies. He, you know, obviously is just a comedy genius. And the fact that he's doing this, he's from Detroit. He's proud of it. So he like he went on Jimmy Fallon. Jimmy Kimmel. He talked about all the ways you pronounce all the Michigan names, which make no sense, but he loves it because, you know, we know it. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's like taking French, but putting a really Midwest accent on it or repronunciation, just like Minnesota. We have Millie Lax or Mill Lax, and we call it Millie Lax, and Champlain, not Champlain. We butcher the people that came to this country and took it over for us. I guess that's our revenge, to make the French and the British and all those guys cringe.
Yeah.
So I'm all for it. So that's what made me happy this week in regards to the news. Just, you know, things are just silly and dumb.
Oh yeah. So on my end, my past, my recent past has basically all been about the World Cup. For those,
and I'm going to be able to show nothing because the World Cup. Oh my God! Anything I show, Matt, like I couldn't even show. Like I had Kevin on, and they were doing like the Premier League Cup, and just anything I showed.
Oh yeah,
no audio.
Yeah, it's locked the hell down. Like, I mean, you know, it's the biggest. It's one of the biggest things in the world.
Like, am I monetizing? No, I'm trying to promote you and share the joy, guys. Enjoy that. So yeah,
but and I mean, I don't like it, but I get it, and I still don't like it. The thing for me is, I think I've watched every World Cup I've been able to live since 1994.
Wow, and how do you even do that? Because I'm like, was it all like an NBC or
so in 1994? It was weird because people talk about how Americans now like really didn't know it was going on, which is fair because it's like, I mean,
unless we're hosting it, we really don't care, right?
Yeah, it's only recently become one of the top 10 sports in this country.
Because all the kids like my age finally grew up. We were playing soccer. We were like, I think my generation was a generation that was supposed to be the generation that eventually would grow, because I played soccer until my junior year in high school. I loved it to pieces, but I sucked. I knew that. I was never going to be a starter. So I said, you know what? I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna chase girls, and I was fine with that.
Yeah, but also that generation got us to the quarterfinals of the 2002 World Cup.
Yep, it was Alexi Lawless.
Alexi Lawless was gone by that point.
Well, no, but I mean, like he was one of those people you knew. He was like a name, and it's like a lot of people. It's like Alexi Lawless. No, like that's been like 20 years ago, or whatever.
No, so in 1994, watching it was weird because I I don't know how I found out about it, but I found out about it because like I played soccer at that point, but I wasn't like playing competitively.
So,
But I'm
so I'm
like,
gonna ask a
oh,
question. How old
mhm.
were you in 1994?
I was 15 or 14, about to be 15.
Okay, I
So
would have been 19 at that time. Yeah.
I actually took some allowance and I bought some blank VHS tapes and recorded as many matches as I could
That's amazing.
on
I love
those
that.
tapes, and I got all of them except like one, and I poured over them for years. Um,
You're just Matt.
now, now, and because I had so much fun watching that, I'm like, okay, I need to figure out how to watch soccer. And then like I figured out we didn't have a league at the
But
time.
but you said VHS, but how are you? Was it like NBC or was it like shown on something? I mean, I
It
don't
was
even know
shown.
how you could
I
watch it.
mean, it was shown on like it was shown on terrestrial cable. I think it wasn't like you didn't have to buy a package
It
or
was
anything.
because I always
It
thought it was
had to be.
maybe on a network,
It had
maybe
to.
or
It had to be one
ESPN.
of them. It had to be one of the majors. I
Yeah.
honestly don't remember. I remember, stealing my parents' TV guide and basically just trying to set timers all over the house. My mom was
But it
like,
was
"Why
in the
are?"
US, so at least you didn't have to worry about like it's a 3 a.m. game.
Oh yeah, no, that was the Japan South Korea World Cup in
I
2002.
was in Korea the year before the World
It was
Cup, and
difficult.
I saw, like, I was living there and I got to see all the stadiums being built, but I was kind of frustrated. I'm like, oh wait, I'm a year too early because I
Mhm.
could actually see a game.
Yeah,
You know what though? Let me just put it this way: could I even see a game? I'm guessing no. I probably couldn't have afforded the tickets,
right.
and it would have been impossible to get there because that's what we're seeing right now. Basically, tickets
Yeah.
crazily
Well,
inspected, and I didn't even know, Matt, this year that my wife's like, oh yeah, my a friend of ours, their her husband's from Mexico, and they were taking their son to Mexico to watch a game. I'm like, what? No, they're not having games in Mexico. It's all in the U.S. I didn't realize there was actually games in Mexico
and
and
Canada.
Canada, which is
Mhm.
like it's in North America, so it's
Yeah.
kind of crazy. Yeah,
Yeah. Well, I mean, I like that they did that personally
yeah.
because the
I didn't realize
US
they were doing it though. I'm like,
the
I
U-
feel dumb.
the for 48 teams, the US does not have the infrastructure for it, I don't think.
I was gonna say, what stadiums are there? It's like what football stadiums? I mean,
Yeah,
I guess they could go to Allianz Stadium in St. Paul, Minnesota, but that's too small.
exactly. So I've watched every minute of every major international tournament I've had access to since 1994. Euro night, I've watched Euro. I watched the Euros. I watch the African Cup of Nations when I can. Asian Cup is like never broadcast here, so I never really see that. But
Well,
like
there's so many
internet,
like leagues. There's La
internet,
Liga, there's
yeah, well,
Premier League.
that's
Yeah, yeah,
so those are like your NBAs. I'm talking about
yeah.
just the international stuff
Just
because
the
those are
international. Okay,
those
got
are
it.
the things that are fascinating to me,
Yeah,
specifically because like, look, you're a Vikings fan, right?
yeah,
So you go to a Vikings fan, they lose. The only people that care are Vikings fans.
yes,
Whereas you go into a World Cup and it's you start to see the countries behind the teams. And it's something that's more special than like the Olympics because the Olympic is such a weird tapestry of sport, but when it's everybody connecting for this 1 month every 4 years to watch this happen, I even as a 14-year-old, I realized like, wow, this is kind of special.
yeah. It does feel
Um,
like the Olympics, but it's one thing.
yeah,
Whereas the Olympics, like, and you could say, well, some people just don't get in the Olympics because it's like, oh, most of the sports in the Olympics, people don't care about. Track,
exactly.
do you care about track most of the time? Maybe there's basketball, but by the way, there's also the NBA every year, so that's really the
Yeah.
basketball I care about. Even when I would say in our country, yes, the NHL or the hockey in the Olympics is amazing.
Mhm.
There's always the Stanley Cup every year too. So this is kind of like this is the premier world event because it's not like baseball, the World Series. It's not the World Series. It's the U.S. Series.
Right.
The
Mhm.
NFL. It's there. So
Yeah.
there's no other thing that is like this.
There's
I was just
nothing else
watching
like that.
I was watching the SNL had a it was hilarious. It was a skit called the Space Olympics where and he, like, it's gonna bring everybody around the world, but we're doing it in space and it goes terribly wrong. So it seems like where if FIFA ran an Olympics, it would be the Space Olympics and go terribly wrong. So yes, and we don't even have a World Cup video game right now, which is just the saddest thing in the world.
Well,
right?
So I'm gonna say yes and no. They used to release World Cup whatever year it was, video games.
Had the license and they
FIFA but
said,
like
we can just have a football club game, and then
but like
wanted to have a game by 2K apparently, and they said, well, can you get it ready in like 6 months? And I'm like, no.
Yeah, and then so in there, all the national teams are in FIFA, so you just run the World Cup in FIFA. And FIFA,
but you call it you call it something else, or you like have to mock it up, right?
Yeah, but I mean that that's one of those things that even in those World Cup video games, they still randomized everything, or you still had to qualify, so it didn't look exactly like this. That whatever this tournament is in real life wasn't necessarily the video game, and that's fine because you just want to play soccer. So getting back to
on a game like this, Matt, World Cup '94 on the Mega Drive.
Hey, I played FIFA 94 on my Sega Genesis, and it was great. I loved it. And it's probably one of the reasons I am still into this sport today. So getting back to it, my couple of news stories. First, the U.S. winning their first 2 group stage games. That has not happened in 96 years.
And they've scored. Remind me, they have scored more goals in the first game than they had scored in the last World Cup altogether, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
That's true. So the U.S. goes into World Cups with way overblown expectations. This is, and it's one of the reasons I still like this sport is because we're not the best. We're actually, you know what? Truth be told, we're kind of bad at this game. But what has happened in this tournament, specifically with this team, has been special. That first game, Fairland Balogun, he scored 2 goals.
Crazy.
He scored 2 goals. No American has done that in 96 years. It's just scoring 2 goals in one game. No American has done that.
It's crazy.
It was fantastic. A lot of people that I know internationally or that I'm in, Discord groups love to come out and talk their junk. Oh, but you just beat Paraguay. Oh, but you just beat Australia. And then you lose 3-2 to Turkey in a game that doesn't freaking matter.
But that was the game where like nobody played because they didn't want to toss the guys because of yellow cards.
Exactly.
It needs to heal, but he did play at least.
Exactly. There's a whole myriad of decisions, but people from other places love to actually talk shit. But you know what? I'd feel bad if I were Germany and I lost to Ecuador. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Even today, I was talking about Norway. Norway did the exact same thing we did.
Norway were on Front Street saying that. Holland's like, yeah, France are going to win this game. We don't care. We're here to get to the 32, and that's a good World Cup for us because we haven't been there in years.
Which so this is. I asked you about that because the whole thing is just very odd because most like championships and other things I watch,
it's a knockout game.
Well, exactly. But exactly. Like most games, like you just don't plan to lose a game and it has no impact, right? Most of it's like in a series of, like football, obviously sudden death in the playoffs. It is what it is. And then you've got like the NBA and baseball and hockey, typically where you've got best of 5 or 7. It's like every game matters and you don't want to lose a game. You can't just say, oh yeah, I'll lose the game. So that word to me feels so weird that it's like, it's like, yeah, you can just lose a game and it's like, I'm okay because I'm going to still get to the next round. So to me, that's just an oddity for Americans because I know it's like everything has to matter. This is why I feel like the World Cup and, I would say international soccer is like so anti-American because every game matters, man. It's got to matter.
Let me tell you what's anti-American, Todd. every American sport. You want to know why they're anti-American? Every single one of them rewards the losers. Who gets your number one draft pick?
Oh God, that
Someone-
NBA.
So
like how they're gonna
someone
do the
that
draft
is
so
absolute
dumb. Yes.
dog turd the entire season. They get your number one draft pick. I'm looking at you, Cleveland. I'm looking at you, Bengals, like all of you bad
Raiders.
NFL teams, all of you bad. Remember the whole suck for luck campaign? Remember that? Like,
Matt, I'm all for relegation in most American sports,
and
because most of our
look,
franchises we have too many teams that all suck,
and
and yet they still make all these money.
I know
Look at
I
my
sound
Twins.
I know I sound like one of these old people that thinks music has gone downhill ever since Lennon died. Baseball's been bad since the death of the pennant race. I said it.
Interleague play, all of these things are just dumb.
There were
yeah.
ways to make this special, and they did the opposite of them. So the World Cup, yes, a group stage doesn't necessarily jive here, but imagine, you spend 2 years working towards a thing, and you get one game.
Oh yeah, it's like the NFL, right? It's like one and done. It's like all that accomplishment we had.
But see, 2 years and in like the lifespan of a soccer player is a long time.
Sure.
Because careers are short. But I like the fact that there is the group stage. Each team has 3 games to get enough points to get to the next round. The U.S. secured their entry to the next round for the first time ever with a game to spare. It's never been like that for us, except for probably that 30 World Cup, 1930, which we all remember.
Oh, I remember that game.
Yeah, exactly. We all remember that one. Funny thing about that, I believe the person who got us to, I think we eliminated England that tournament.
Oh.
And the person who scored a hat trick in that game was actually Hungarian.
So
funny
question. Matt, favorite international football movie?
I don't think I've seen one I liked, to be honest with you.
I have 2.
Like V for Victory is pretty like it's
there you
terrible.
go. I remember watching it at a hotel with my parents because it was on.
Terrible.
Michael Caine.
It's
Sylvester Stallone.
It's terrible.
Score a goal.
It's terrible, but like it's fine. It's fun. It's a fun.
How about
time.
Shaolin Soccer?
Oh, Shaolin Soccer's amazing, but that's like
Beckham. There we go. I think that's the 2 games.
So
that's the 2
Bennett, I don't think Bennett Like Beckham's a very good movie.
No, but it's cute. It's coming of age.
I mean, I wish not Keira Knightley, but the other woman in it did more other than ER. I know she went to ER, and then I don't know.
But the director also made a great movie called Bride and Prejudice, which is a great take on Pride and Prejudice with Bollywood. So there we go. Let's move on. So
anyway, I still didn't talk about our stories, Todd. Oh, so Balogun scores 2. The U.S. make it with a game to spare. My second story, Cape Verde, my guy. Before the end of
this is where you hear about countries you're like
exactly. I couldn't point out Cape Verde on a map, but this team.
I'm gonna bring it up, Matt. We're gonna point it out on a map right now.
This team showed up, got a draw against Spain.
How many people are even in Cape Verde?
Less than in Minneapolis, I think.
Okay, I'm bringing up the World Atlas right now. So
I think it's
let's talk about this.
So Cape Verde, I believe, is the 3rd smallest country to make it to the World Cup ever. The smallest is actually Curacao, who qualified this year and almost made it to the second round.
Curacao, it's blue Curacao, and it's in a drink.
Yeah, that's from there. But this is why this tournament is special. Like, a lot of people look at soccer and say, oh, well, they do ties. Ties are so gross. Like, fuck off with that. Sorry for the language.
Well, the NHL does ties too, right?
Yeah, exactly. So, the NFL, I've seen a couple of ties there. You guys are okay with that nonsense.
It's horrible.
Yeah.
When the NHL
this is why it rules. Like, Cape Verde's tie against Spain their 0-0. It's one of the best 0-0s I've ever seen, because it was literally, this is Sparta of soccer. You are out. They were outnumbered, outgunned, and they did not let anything by. They were outnumbered and outgunned against their second match, which I believe, I can't remember who it was, but it was, and they still won 2-2 like that, or they still tied 2-2, which is crazy for a nation that small. And then they did enough to get through to the next round. They are the smallest country in the history of the World Cup to get to the knockout stages.
Yeah,
that is
it. They call it Cabo Verde.
Yeah, Cabo Verde. Yeah,
it's next to Senegal. I mean, it's
Mhm.
Atlantic Ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, when you look at it, I mean, like, yeah, I mean, it's literally, and it makes me think of like the Philippines with my wife. There's, or Hawaii, where it's a collection of islands. That's all it is. Very small.
Not this week, but last week, my mom and sister came to town. They met Aton for the first time. And we were watching the World Cup because they know I'm obsessed with it. They're like, what is Curacao, Cape Verde? I go, you remember the scene in the movie Arthur where he's talking about the Princess Gloria at the beginning?
Dropped Arthur?
I am old as hell, and I'm living life.
Arthur is like a movie I know of. I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
Oh,
but
you should see it. It's so good. It's so
good. Liza
good.
Minnelli.
It's so good. It's
drunk like guy who's like
drunk rich guy, but he's like, he's trying to convince some society folks in this restaurant that a prostitute he has picked up is a princess from a country that is so small. He's like, they recently had the country carpeted. This is not a big place. That's how you just,
it's the country from the Princess Diaries.
That's how you describe like Curacao and Cabo Verde. And like, I'm just, as facetiously, I'm not trying to be disrespectful to these.
No, but it's amazing. It's like Jamaica running in the bobsleds, right?
Exactly. Like they have
things that just
they have
amazing.
They have come to this tournament and they have painted themselves in glory, as far as I'm concerned. Curacao did great for while they were here. Like they never once backed down from anybody. Yeah, they got beat 7-1 by Germany, but it's Germany. They're one of the 5 best teams in the world at this game versus.
And they've literally been doing this for how many years?
For at least 120.
Infrastructure.
Exactly.
They have stability.
Exactly.
Unless there's like a world war in the middle where maybe
Cape Verde getting to the knockout stages is a special story.
Oh, absolutely.
And if you are a soccer fan and you are not a fan of this, then you are not a soccer fan. Or just be romantic. Enjoy the whimsy. Let them play. Like if this isn't special and you're the person who watches March Madness for the Cinderella stories, I'm gonna call you a hypocrite. Like, absolutely F off, because
it's exactly like the Olympics, right? It's all of the stories of the athletes.
Exactly.
And how many of those actually get a gold, right?
Exactly. And then like Vecina, the goalkeeper for Cape Verde, walked into this with like relatively unknown. Now the dude has 13 million Instagram followers. Like, good for him, man. Go off, King. Have fun. And then my last story is a hockey story. The NHL draft happened recently. And Jackson Oliver. I recently found out about this kid. I don't like the Ottawa Senators. I'm not going to pretend to like the Ottawa Senators, but I will pay attention to the Ottawa Senators for this kid, because as of when you were, because like, think about when you start to play any sport and you're found to do it well. You need to be found to do it well young enough.
Yes.
He is from the Cayman. I think he's Caymanian, so Cayman Islands. Did roller hockey forever. And didn't actually start skating on ice until he was like a teenager. And he's still a teenager right now. And he was picked in the first round of the NFL draft. That is a fantastic story. I'm not going to say this is the next like world beater. I'm not saying he's the next Gretzky or anything like that, but I want to see this kid do well. I want to root for this man. I want him to just have a great career. I don't care what it entails. I don't care what he becomes. I just want him to do well.
I'm
And
showing video of this kid and his dad who actually played in a league.
yeah,
This roller hockey, which is that's an amazing way to basically allow hockey to be in places where it normally wouldn't be, because ice doesn't happen in
no,
a lot of places around the world. Africa, I
like
don't think
Las
there's been any
Vegas, for
ice.
God's sake.
Oh God, yeah, and that's, let's see who wins the titles. It's Carolina and
Yeah.
Vegas this year, and there is literally no ice there. But then you see these athletes who are amazing, and it's like, and I think about, like, the NHL is a very white league. It's European or North American, and then I went to Michigan State. Anson Carter,
Mhm.
it warms my heart. He was a Spartan, African American playing in the league, and now to see him on basically be a commentator now
Mhm.
is amazing.
Yeah.
And because a lot of these sports, just like
Our
tennis,
Flyers
Serena
had Wayne
Williams,
Simmons,
Arthur Ashe,
freaking legend.
exactly. You see these games that are traditionally only tied to a small group of people, and
Yeah.
the fact that you can do roller hockey is amazing. I remember playing floor hockey as a kid and thought it was pretty cool because I sucked on skates. I
yeah.
grew up on a lake in Michigan, Matt. I sucked on ice. I would go out there, I sucked at it.
I remember watching hockey when I was a kid, and I was the only one within like a 10-mile radius that gave a crap about it. I'm like, I want to try ice skating, just see if I can do. And I no, it did not work, and I never went back. But that didn't stop me from picking the Hartford Whalers as my team. And whenever the Carolina Hurricanes do well, I'm still kind of like, I'm sad that they're
everybody's got a team that like left. Like, well,
yeah, that disappeared.
Minnesota,
Yeah, the North
Stars became the Stars, and it's like really. So my heart is now with the Wild. I grew up
as it should
a
be,
Wings fan,
as it should be. Yeah,
but once I left, I mean, I still hate the Avalanche for obvious reasons.
Sure,
because they are dirtbags. They're horrible people. They hurt people, and I will never like them at all.
Sure.
And it made me a little smile, this year that they lost, even though they're supposed to be the best team in the league. And that's what makes the NHL fun. Sometimes the best team in the league. It's always like winning the Hart Trophy is a curse.
Yeah,
do not be good in the regular season.
Exactly.
Right?
I mean, well, who was it? Wasn't it the Bruins last year? They were like the Avalanche. They were the best. They were the best team in like the history of hockey that go out the first round.
It's proven to show that how you win the regular season doesn't work for the playoffs.
I mean, and that's
goalie. It's whatever,
That is one of the reasons why like the American sports landscape isn't great, but like except for hockey.
Yes.
Like
because hockey's micro. It's
like
not major.
The Stanley Cup is still the hardest trophy to win in the landscape that we participate in, I think.
Well, and then we also have the legacy of like we have the original six, so like that you've got that group. Like my team's one of the original.
Oh
six.
yeah, don't talk to me about the don't talk to me about the original.
I know. And then we got like the San Jose Sharks and the Mighty Ducks.
Anytime there's a generational talent about to get drafted, guess who always gets it? An original 16.
But the expansion teams,
look
how well they've done. The expansion teams, oh yeah, they win really well. I'm like, why are the original six? Steve Yzerman and the Red Wings was supposed to like bring up the Red Wings from the ashes. They've sucked. So you know what? I just want the Wild to win because losing your team like the Browns and then like having to come back. And I remember being deployed in Saudi Arabia, and I met a couple of Minnesota guys before I moved back here, and they were just so excited about the Wild because like that was their first season, 2000. It's like I was excited for them because like this is so cool because it is the state of hockey, Minnesota, and then a kick in the nuts. Oh well.
Yeah.
Matt,
I mean, I remember when my Whalers left, I cried.
Oh,
and I didn't even get to watch the game.
The Hartford Whalers are like immortalized in Mallrats, where they're playing NHL '94.
Yep.
And Jason Lee says,
Hartford
the
Whale.
Whale.
They beat Vancouver maybe once or twice in a lifetime.
I know. It's so great that NHL '94. I mean, that game is so classic, and I'm so glad
good.
EA did the basically, and I would love to see more games do that. Just kind of go back to like the old school. I want another NHL Blitz, or NFL Blitz. We'll never get that.
Nope.
I want that because I suck. Yeah. Oh well. Moving on to actually, 34 minutes in. Let's get into like what we actually did this week. But for me, I am all about the food, and I do work for, you have to like disclaimer. I work for a company that makes food,
Yeah.
and I'm a rube when my company does something well. I will not talk about the bad things, but I'll talk about the good things. So I love a Mexican pizza. I'm a Taco Bell fanatic. I shouldn't be because it's horrible for you, but it's just really tasty. It's not really Mexican food. My
Nope,
dad
it's not.
told me at
It's
one point,
Taco
he's like,
Bell.
no. Uh, he says, no self-respecting person who is from a place that makes this food would go there. I'm like, that's the point. It's for me,
Yeah.
the dirty teenager who wants a thing that shouldn't be a thing with Mountain Dew. That's
Mhm.
my
Yeah.
life, and it's how it is.
Yeah.
But my company makes Old El Paso, so let's again, I'm
Oh
doing this.
God.
They introduced, Matt, a Mexican pizza kit. Okay.
Oh, that's kind of
I
good.
tried to make, and remember when Taco Bell discontinued the pizza, Mexican pizza. So like, I'm gonna try to recreate this thing. I tried. It was a failure back in the day,
Yeah.
and now it's back. And then
We all tried, Todd.
yes, we all tried. We should try. You know what?
Yeah.
If you don't try,
Mhm.
what's life about? Yoda said
Yeah.
there's no there, what, do or do not, there's no try.
Yeah.
I did, Matt. So I got the kit. It's brand new. And I actually did it. So what you see here in front of you is me making the Mexican pizza. I did make a change to the recipe. Instead of just ground beef, I put chorizo in it.
There you
I
go.
cut up all of my veggies and everything like that.
You actually made it
Even
more Mexican than it is.
Oh, I did. I got shallots from my garden, which is
There you
great,
go.
and I put olives because that is as Mexican as you get is
I mean,
olive.
I love black olives on a pizza.
I do too. It doesn't make any sense, but they just are great.
I
My
mean,
wife doesn't like
black
it.
olives on a pizza does make sense because of, Italy and all that.
Yeah.
But
Well, there's
Mexican
no
pizza,
olive region in I don't think in Tijuana. I would say that.
well, in Tijuana, maybe not, but I don't
No.
know Oaxaca. I don't know
Maybe
Guadalajara.
I don't know about that. Maybe they have great olive oil
Yeah.
district within Mexico.
I'm
I
not
don't know, Matt. I'm just a
Me
simple
either.
man.
Me
I'm
either.
just a simple
Me
man.
either.
I took 4 years of Spanish in high school, but I did not visit the country and follow their cuisine. But other than that, my wife hates olives, so I did not put olives into her side. So I will say though, Matt, this was amazing. Huge success. If you want to create the Taco Bell Mexican pizza with actually some like probably integrity with like actual real ingredients, get this. It's great. I mean, it's amazing. I got actually Chihuahua cheese to put on
Okay.
top.
Yeah.
Or you can get like other versions of Mexican cheese that I really
Sure.
like that works. So this worked and it was
Mhm.
amazing, and I would highly recommend it. It was great. Add your own sauces, but I thought this was great
I would totally do that. That looks like a
because you can
fun.
make it vegetarian for your wife too.
Well, but see, the thing is, if I actually brought this into our house, she might scorn me because
Just
she's
take it out of the box and just say, "I
she's
brought
very
you
particular.
flat." Just
She's
take it out of the
very
box and bring it
particular.
and say, "Here you go."
No, because here's the thing: if she saw this, she'd be like, "Look, I could just get all this stuff and make a better version." And the thing is, Todd, not to disrespect your company, my wife's a really good cook, and if I said, "Hey, let's
I
try,"
don't.
like she would absolutely knock it out of the park in a way
Absolutely,
that
Matt,
would
but
knock
but
you,
this is
your
something
wife's,
you
and your
could do
sons. Oh
if
yeah,
your
no.
wife was out of town and you're like, I gotta feed my kid. This is easy. You could put on like refried beans or black beans if you want to
Love
go
that you
there.
think she'd leave him with me. Love that. Thank you.
Aw, yeah, you're like, I'm a dad. I'm gonna throw my son in the washer.
No.
With the That's what dads will do. So yeah,
Yeah. Well,
but yeah, that was my contribution to society. My wife loved it to pieces. Next day, we had 2 left over. Put them in the air fryer, crisp right up.
hell
Good to go.
yeah. Hell yeah. So food for
Yeah.
me. When we went to the mountains, Reba made a homemade veggie lasagna that she just put in the fridge overnight. We actually cooked it up there. And in her family's cabin, all of the appliances, I think they're older than me. They might be
Are they
older than you
avocado
too.
green? That would typically be
I'm
of an era.
No, they're not, but they've also been in the mountains, so it's not been, halogenized
Oh,
by,
and the mountains are worse because then you have elevation to manage.
Yeah, and then
it would make everything more difficult.
So we were the attempts to cook this thing. I think it was at least 4 full attempts. We didn't ruin it, but it was just like trying to manage the temperature of the oven.
Yeah,
and
that's tough.
By the time we got it, and I didn't take a picture of it because I was too busy.
And this is not what Matt made. I just
it's not.
Lasagna.
This is and I think it does look worse than what we had, but I didn't take pictures.
That's good though. Yeah.
But I tell you, there was the cheese on this thing had like the perfect searing on it, like around the edge. So it kind of made the outer.
Your wife is not vegan; she's just vegetarian, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Which is a huge win. If your wife went vegan,
she's like
like soy cheese.
Yeah, she's like a flexitarian because she still eats like eggs and like and cheese.
Yeah.
But anyway, we did this. It was probably one of the most perfect lasagnas, regardless of ingredients, I've ever had.
So I want to say this. I've tried a lot of vegetarian things. Seems like there's always a huge chunk of broccoli. I'm like, I don't want broccoli, and then unfortunately get soggy. So Matt, I always feel like this way when the vegetarian meal hits. That's a win, man. Sometimes there's a lot of obstacles to get to that.
I mean, if you guys ever end up this way, like my wife will knock your socks off with food.
I would love to have someone just make vegetables for me because I suck at it.
Yeah.
And that is the problem. With vegetarian, it's like I have all this goal to get there. And it's like it always turns out badly. Like frozen vegetables suck. All these things are wrong. And it's like, I didn't do it right. So I've gotten to the point where it's like vegetables almost for me always have to be like roasted.
That's the way.
Good.
Yeah. No, that's
if that's good. Rutabaga. I love my root vegetables.
I mean, we grew up of a time where we were getting steamed vegetables because they were frozen in a can. They were put in the oven,
put in the microwave, maybe.
Yeah, oven microwave.
Put on a little saran wrap, and it's like, oh, this is horrible.
And it's like that's the reason why most of our generation hates like Brussels sprouts because they were all done that way and they were awful.
Well, my wife makes them great because she puts bacon and a lot of stuff in them.
But like you roast Brussels sprouts in olive oil with some salt.
Oh yeah, asparagus.
Some balsamic. Asparagus. I've figured out that I'm the problem there. I just don't like asparagus.
You don't like. I'm the same way. Mushrooms.
Love mushrooms. Yeah. No, I love.
Throw them out. They will drive. Matt, have you seen what fungus does to like all these insects? Drives us nuts. They will kill you. They will turn you into zombies. Fungus, man. Yes.
Yeah, but soda.
You see the woman that made the poisonous
soda will
and killed
clean the inside of an engine, and people still drink it because they don't realize that your stomach acid is actually, acid.
I don't trust the fungus.
Getting back to the meatier side of things, Trader Joe's.
Oh, I know what you're talking about because I've gotten this before. It's amazing.
Trader, I've been a fan of these things for a long time. It's been a couple years since I had one, and I'm like, I want to get me some steak and stout pies. And I did, and I loved it.
Yes.
If there was any frozen food that I would recommend, it is this. These little guys, they need to come in more than just 2-pack because your boy's a pig.
Well, buy two boxes, man. That's a solution.
Shh, Todd. Shh, no.
I know I'm making sense. Shh,
no, we don't need your logic here, sir. But yeah, the Trader Joe's steak and stout pies are a good old time. I took 2 of them with me to work and ate them on my lunch, and it hit the best because we were having a bad day, and then I forgot what I had for lunch and saw these.
How did you do this at work? Are you just nuking them?
Yeah.
Okay. So still good nuked.
Yeah.
That's impressive because
5.5 minutes in the microwave.
Nuking is always like if
it's
tricky. Good, if it's nuked, it's like, wow, that is an amazing dish. has
Like,
resilience,
if
has
you do it,
survived.
if you
flavor's
do it
still
too
there.
long, it's just dry and hot
Oh yeah.
and terrible. If you do it too short, you're still getting a little bit of cold, but like,
Oh
no,
yeah. You don't want the cold in the middle. You're like,
yeah,
oh,
it
I
was,
just ruined myself.
yeah, it was not good. But I was very happy with how they turned out, and they still taste good. Let's
So I was
go
gonna.
to.
So let me ask you a follow up to that.
Mhm.
So your son. So it's
Yeah,
kind of like religion, right? It's like
yeah.
I'm Catholic, whatever. When it comes to like vegetarian and you, what is your son like? Where is he at? Is he like he can
So,
have whatever he wants and he's okay with that? Or you're okay with that?
yeah. I mean, well, so I tend to. So, however this makes me sound, I tend to defer a lot of the parenting decisions. Um, I defer to my wife mainly because she's very smart in that arena. She has experience in it, and I really don't. And I figure if I would let her lead and I would follow that lead and enforce that lead when it was required. Um, so Aton has not had, like, he's probably had meat products at this point. I don't know for sure, but I know that like we only cook vegetarian stuff at home. So I know that like at home he's really only eating vegetables. Um he's not really a sweets kid, believe it or not.
Okay.
He loves fruit. Uh
It's like
he
no
love
peanut butter and jelly is not his
like
not his
he
bag.
he hasn't had that yet, really.
Not even a what is it? The Uncrustable, you know.
No.
Really? And that's peanut butter
Yeah.
and just jelly and a
Yeah.
white bread. Yeah.
He hasn't had those. But he has had like Cheez-Its at school because they do that for snack.
Sure.
But he has had like ice cream, and he likes strawberry ice cream a whole lot. So we're kind of just we're kind of providing what we eat for the most part. We just, make sure it's appropriate for him to eat. And then if he wants something out in the world, it's okay for him to try. He just hasn't really differed from what we pack for him out in the world, as far as I know.
Yeah. I mean, it becomes a thing too where he's going to be around friends, right?
Exactly.
And they're going to be talking about it. So he's going to like want to try things. So
Exactly.
it just becomes, and it's just like religion. It's like, hey, let your kid figure out what he likes, and don't force your views upon him. And it's like, but if this gets him to like, I like vegetables, win. Because
exactly.
I will say this: kids and teenagers, they will eventually find their way, and they will eat like trash because they are like, I don't have the time to make those things, and I can't find those things in a way that's easy for me in my lifestyle. And that would be like me and my son, who's now 20, living in an apartment, and connecting with my wife to have let's do a meal planning thing at your apartment, son. And they do it by Zoom, and they talk about it like so. I will say this: being a parent and the best laid plans of parents are always interrupted by reality and whatever their kids like. So you know what? You want to give them a good spot, so you're doing the right thing you can. It's like, hey, vegetables can be tasty, great, awesome. And we always try to impress it upon my son, like myself as a kid. My mom would always try to have vegetables, a salad, things like that, and sometimes some of the things she made were just like, oh, that's why I don't like pork chops, because my mom would make them so they were almost like rubbery, not prepared well. My mom was a wonderful baker, and she did certain things well. I loved her pressure cooked like ribs because they were tender, but other things like, no, mom was not good at that. Here's a turkey loaf. I'm like, oh, that's a turkey loaf. Okay. But my dad was a simple man, so he was always happy with whatever my mom gave him. So we all go down that path of culinary passage. But with that, we need to get into what we watched, Matt.
Yes.
So you got one thing. I've got a trailer ready. I hope this is the right one. Backrooms, right?
Yes.
It's a movie I've heard so much about.
'Tis a film, sir.
Well, wasn't it like a YouTube thing and it became a thing?
So the Backrooms is, I guess, the best way to start is it is a creepy pasta from at some
Oh yeah,
point
creepy
in the
pasta. Wow,
it is some point
that's a
from
deep cut, right?
it is some
Yeah.
point from the last decade. There was this hallway posted on Reddit, and it was like the color you see in the trailer, and it was just one of those images. It's very benign, but for some reason it's also very off-putting. And that, you know, that started an internet trend. Kane Parsons in 2019 started a YouTube series called The Backrooms. And it started because of that meme and because of the offshoots in message forums from that meme. The Backrooms YouTube series is something I fell in love with in a lot of ways. I wasn't sure how to really articulate, so I didn't really talk about it a whole lot, but it was something that was always like, it was never really far from my mind. And every time a new video came out, I was right there watching, and I thought that this was something very special. Then I found out about this movie put out by A24, and A24 is one of the best movie houses in the
They
game
are
right
an
now.
indie darling. They don't make large budgets, but they really
They have
focus
they
on
they have
the basic creator vision.
they have a fantastic batting average.
Yep.
And the fact that this film comes from a YouTube creator, and
He's 20 years old, right?
something like that. It
Yeah.
comes from a YouTube creator from his thing. And it's not just a big budget version of that thing. I think I've not really parsed out all of it because I've only seen this film once. But this is one of those movies for me. I think in about 5-10 years, it will be referenced a lot. I mean, it'll probably end up being referenced, hopefully more successfully in visual media than it has been in video games thus far, because video games have tried it, and it doesn't seem to have done the best for me. Like I've looked at them and I'm like, it's just not right. But this is a really cool thing. It is a film that I saw over a week ago now, and it's not been far from my mind since. And it's a horror film, which traditionally, like, I don't necessarily, I'm not like I like some horror stuff, but it's not, I'm not Fangoria over here. I'm just like, give me something creepy and something I can think about. And this does both very, very well. This movie's fantastic. I think you should see it. And I think it's kind of a nice statement from an early filmmaker of promise with what could be a very interesting career.
That's good to hear, because there's been some really amazing horror films lately. Long Legs and
Obsession.
And Obsession's like, and I want to really enjoy these films. I really like the thriller. I don't like gore. I don't like the like, oh, this is going to be like torture porn, or it's going to be like really uncomfortable. I like really like good storytelling and things like that. So Backrooms might be more for me than Obsession, where I'm like, am I gonna see things that just make me feel gross, or like, oh, I don't like that. I don't want to. So I want to see it, but I also want to feel like, should I see it? Because I'm like, I want to be part of it, but I'm like, I like Long Legs because I felt like it was like a spiritual successor to Silence of the Lambs. It didn't feel like it was oh God, we're gonna see people's like limbs cut off or things like that. So I'm not a big fan of like it's gonna be like, oh, something going through your eye or something, like, oh, I don't like that.
No, this isn't that. This isn't that.
Yeah, that's but the one thing about Obsession, I haven't heard anything like that's what I need. Almost need like what's gonna be comfortable for Todd to be like okay with this. If it's gonna be like too gross or like, oh, I don't like that, maybe I shouldn't watch it.
See, I haven't seen Obsession. I haven't seen Obsession, but what?
I don't know. I'm just waiting for somebody to like give me like, what is the viewpoint where it's like, is this going to be gross and just going to be over the top, or is it really cool and I can appreciate it for what it is? So I that's where I struggle sometimes with horror, because I'm like,
Sure.
I don't love, like, it's like the Evil Dead films, like the
Mhm.
new ones. It's
Yeah.
like I love what it did in the past because it was comedic. These new
Mhm.
ones feel so much more like they're not comedic at all, but also
No.
they're going to be like, oh, you're going to be like shaving your skin with a
Yeah.
razor. And I'm like, I don't want to see that. So I'm like,
Like, I'm not gonna say there's nothing to say there, but like at the same time, that doesn't mean I have to pay a ticket.
yeah,
I don't need to. This is like, this is kind of cerebral in a way that I like. Like, not like there are attempts at explanation throughout the film, but um none of them seem sufficient because they're coming from the characters who don't really understand what's happening.
yeah,
And I like that, and I like the fact that they leave a lot at the fringes of the story that is both fascinating and somehow magnetic and pulls you back. It keeps my thoughts there,
sure.
but
It's like Black Mirror, right? That is a
yeah.
series that is not going to gross you out, but it is going to disturb you, but
Mhm.
it also is going to make you think, and it's going to be like, oh,
Yeah,
okay, like the Twilight Zone at the time. It
like
was like,
like one of the doctors I work with asked me about it. They're like, so what's so good about this? I go, I can't really, there's not really a good explanation, but the Backrooms comes from this image from a long time ago. And I showed them the image. They're like, what is the deal with that? I go, right, exactly. But think about that image for a second. It's something you're familiar with. It's something you've probably seen before. And it's something you don't know where you don't, if you're looking at this image, you don't know what the point of view is. You don't know where you're at.
Mhm.
You don't know where the camera is. And that's kind of unsettling. And like when I think about the Backrooms as a concept, I think of like the liminality of it and the fact that it's the Backrooms are supposed to be a pathway to somewhere else. Well, where are you going? Don't know. That's kind of unsettling. Where are you? Don't know. What is this place? Don't know. All of that is kind of like, you start getting in your head just thinking about that. That's the thing that I love about that. I love
yeah.
the lack of direction and the lack of like anchor to the world that it somehow provides.
I get that. I mean, it reminds me of
Mhm.
like movies like it kind of reminds me of like the normality you expect
Mhm.
to what then it drives. It's like the Cthulhu effect. It's like
Yeah.
the Horizon, Event Horizon. Like,
Mhm.
oh, this is what's going to be. Oh, and by the way, there's going to be something you don't expect.
Yeah.
But it seems in this instance it could be like uncomfortable, like areas where like, are you going to get stranded in a place that you don't like?
Yeah,
Because that's
exactly.
where because we see it. I'm like, and what I liked about this trailer was like, oh, he actually gets other people along the way
Mhm.
involved, which means like, oh, okay, he's not just going to be one guy trapped
Right.
and it's going to be ending versus, oh, there's going to be a larger viewpoint on this. It kind of reminds me of like, did you ever see like John Carpenter's that was it The Prince of Darkness?
Yeah. Mhm.
Great movie. Once again,
Yeah.
they put
Fantastic.
scientific people there to understand what's going on in this weird, like, Detroit-based, like, church, and something bad is gonna happen is what's gonna go. And I like those type of experiences. I like that feel, and I do like the really, I just wanna say, like, the, what's the word? It's like the vocational viewpoint of, like, this is what we can do with this budget, but we're gonna make it work for every
Mhm.
dollar, and we're
Yeah.
gonna have this versus like Michael Bay. We're hiring Stanley Tucci to be a scientist in a Transformers film. Like, you thought it was a good use of money? Oh well.
Well, like,
But yeah.
so recently, like I'm a big art movie snob, so I
Mhm.
have a Criterion subscription, and
Ooh la la.
recently Close Encounters of the Third Kind has been on
Mhm.
Criterion.
Which I've
And
never seen. I can be
so
shamed. That's okay.
I'm not here to do that.
No, no, no. Yeah, it's a joke. You're not
Sure.
gonna shame me ever.
So
You'll
here's
be
the
like,
thing.
yeah.
I would say that this film and Close Encounters of the Third Kind have an effing lot in common. There are people in Close Encounters that have things happen to them that stay with them and they cannot explain. There are scientists that see things and they're trying to put together. Everything draws to this point, and everything and nothing is explained in a way that is good, but without saying this is the line by line thing. This is what it is. It just happens, and everyone sort of goes with it. Very much like you just said about Prince of Darkness. So the Backrooms is more horror than Close Encounters for sure, but it's not torture, and I think it's actually worth the watch. Now,
that's good to hear.
I have seen a lot of people going, well, I don't get it. I'm not going to sit here and say I get the Backrooms, because I don't think I do. And I think that's what keeps pulling me back. I feel like if I understood it,
isn't that the point though? It's like, if there's a definitive, like,
well,
this is what it is, then you're like, oh,
you know what I always go back to in these conversations? I go back to Lo Pan from Big Trouble in Little China. Shut up, Mr. Burton. You weren't put here to get it. You know,
Jack Burton.
Yeah, exactly.
Workshop Express.
Exactly.
Just making things, exactly. Looking for that, or looking for that lady, that hall.
Timeless knowledge. Yeah. Timeless knowledge.
Yep.
But yeah, so yeah, the Backrooms is really good. Tell me about Practical Magic. That's a banger.
So yes, Practical Magic, a movie that my wife absolutely adores, and I know there's a sequel coming out. And I told my wife, I know of this film. I've seen enough things, but I've never watched it. And it's Practical Magic. And Practical Magic is a film that I didn't even know was based on books. It's based on like a book series. There's 4 of them. And my wife, who loves the movie, hasn't read the books. So I'm like, honey, you gonna read the books? Well, maybe. I'm like, you should. She's an author, so kind of makes sense. So Practical Magic is like in my wheelhouse of like I know of but never watched. So I think a lot of us are in that like category of like, we get enough influence, we get enough things that says I'm familiar, but I don't have intimate knowledge. So yeah. I decided tonight we were going to see Supergirl and do dinner, but my wife was doing Taekwondo. I was busy. Like, let's just watch this movie tonight. We'll watch that. We'll watch Supergirl tomorrow. So we watched Practical Magic. I'm going to show the trailer. It will be muted, so you don't get away. But this is a very, I didn't know this was from 1998, Matt. Wow. I felt like I was in a different era. We're talking about, Sandy Bullock, Nicole Kidman. Oh my God. In a different era. I'm like, oh my God. These women.
Diane Weiss, Stocky Channing. Come on.
Oh my God. Exactly. And not annoying children, which was great. I love it. And then, oh my God, we have Aidan Quinn, a guy you probably have not heard of in like 15 years.
Quinn. Oh, I know Aidan Quinn. He was in a movie with Jared Harris about Paul McCartney and John Lennon reuniting for a day. It was called Two of Us. Wasn't very good.
Well, and that's the thing. It's like, it's just this actor who's pretty amazing, yet you have not heard of him in years. So a lot of the people in this movie, even the guy who Sandy Bullock marries, who was in Roxanne, I believe that was the guy who Steve Martin basically spoke for, because he was just really handsome man, but not really. And I paused the trailer, so there you go. But not a great actor or anything like that. So apparently he got his next role for just being handsome and a nice guy. But this is just a fun film, because my wife has been a huge fan of like witches. So like Sabrina the Teenage Witch. Then we watched the Sabrina other show, all these other things with witches that are in there. And this is a movie about witches, a cursed family who she was a witch from our Massachusetts area people, where basically she decided because the husband that she had, or the man that left her, never came back, she decided to curse her own family. Bad decision of not allowing their brethren to ever fall in love. I'm like, well, we're basically cursing the bloodline then, because it's like, oh my God, what is going on. But this movie is all about the fun, very cool, great characters. Nicole Kidman making bad choices with bad men. And Sandy Bullock, man, every time you look at her, you just like, you fall in love with her. Nicole Kidman, you're like, oh my God, you are a goddess. And yeah, and then letting the elder statesmen, letting them clean up their mess, as they would say. And then Aidan Quinn becoming like basically CSI Tucson, coming in to solve the mystery of the really dirtbag European guy who is a really, really bad guy. Which my wife was saying, yeah, he's going to be a really bad guy. I'm like, yeah, I can see. He's just a bad guy. He's like Jim Morrison without any of the charm and a lot of the issues, and a lot of the drug issues. So yeah. So this is just a charming film. It's like almost like this is what you do when you saw Hocus Pocus as a kid. You grew up and you watched this.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, you kind of do. And it's great. And they are making a sequel, which is so much fun. So I told my wife, I'm like, I better watch the original. So we did that tonight. But Matt, you think this is streaming anywhere?
I mean, probably.
No.
Is it not?
No.
Wow.
So I could pay $5 to rent it or pay $15 to buy it on streaming. And I did. Because I'm like, what is up with this? I'm like, it's a Warner Brothers film. Why is this not an HBO Max? I don't understand, Matt.
Well, most of those services don't want to put their best stuff on. They want people to buy that.
Or they just say, oh, new movie's coming out, we'll remove it just in time. So you actually have to buy it in advance, because it's like, oh God, it's just, I hate this monopolistic thing where it's like, you know, do you even know anything? I don't want to talk about that stuff. I don't care. But if I even own the, you know, DVD or Blu-ray, I'm like, well, I don't have a player upstairs. So, you know, and try to find a player now. I last week I even talked about like converting my old VHS tapes to like modern media, you know, physical media. I hate to say this is a trap that you are going to be like, how do I get this in a way that can be played in the future? Because drives fail, media fails. It's scary.
Yeah, it is a commitment you either are all in for or you are all out of. Like there's no other way around it.
No. And just think about this. And you think is every like TLC like show gonna have a DVD selection of their like 90-day fiance? Never.
No.
There's just too much content for media to be in a physical format. It's just not gonna be a thing. So you know what? We're just gonna have to be like what matters to you and what you want to be there, and everything else is just disposable, because there's just too much media. Most of it's disposable. It's not like the Warner Brothers catalog from Cagney and whatever. Like, yeah, make those accessible, because it's not something that is readily occurable. But I mean, like Road Rules, like 2022. Are we expecting like DVD releases for that, Matt? I don't think so.
I hope not. God.
Exactly. So it's like go physical. I'm like, perfect. Yeah, tell me who's going to make that available, because there's just too much crap.
Yeah,
and there's just and not enough media and spaces and shelf life, whatever. But great movie, very fun, well worth it. Check it out. Great soundtrack. I'm like, oh, is that Stevie Nicks? Oh, is that this? And my wife's like, yeah, it's one of the few soundtracks I owned. I'm like, I get that. It's really cool. That's when movie soundtracks mattered, man. I love movie soundtracks, and now it's like it's a rarity if you get a good banger.
So I think here's the thing. It's not that movie soundtracks stop mattering. It's that pop music became so expensive to put in your movie.
Yes. Or and put any music in a thing, and it's like, oh, the rights are expired.
The rights are the rights expire. That goes away, and then everything.
WKRP in Cincinnati.
Yeah, everything
is that not available?
Everything is a victim of late stage capitalism. It sucks.
It sucks. Yeah. So great movie.
Yeah. WKRP.
So we should pivot to the next area, because we're going to be here for days. Really quickly, one of the few things I bought on Prime Day was I got the Greatest Showman vinyl. It's not like the crazy vinyl. It's not
Sure.
anything like that. It's
It
just
doesn't have to be,
this
man. It doesn't have to
this
be.
is the original soundtrack. It's great. I do want to get the like covers version of all these songs by all these
Mhm.
cool pop artists, because it's just a really cool mix of like, I like the original, but I also like the covers, which is very fun. Greatest Showman is such a cool movie. I loved it to pieces. First, I didn't think I'd love it. I love it to pieces.
Yeah.
It's great. I enjoy musicals so much. I've got a fever for musicals. It's silly, it's
Musicals are
goofy.
fun, man. Musicals are really fun.
I know they live by a different set of rules. I go to see
Exactly.
musicals all the time. Um, and I'm gonna see more. And my son, he's a music major at the University of Minnesota, just is going into his junior year. He's gonna be in the marching band at the University of Minnesota, which is
Heck yeah.
so much fun. I love it to pieces. It's great. And the fact that he loves Les Miserables because dad took him to see Les Miserables, and he's like, that is the greatest thing I've ever world. I'm like, I'm so glad I could present that to you. So I feel like as a dad and giving him these opportunities to see these bands and everything that plays. And I always say, I'm going to go see this. Do you want to see it with me? I'm not going to force him, because I don't want to be that dad that says, you got to like the things I like.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
a lot of nerds. Oh my God. They just feel like
Oh,
you have to like the same thing. And I'm like, no, why? If I liked what my dad liked, I'd be watching like bad Westerns, and that's about it. Or Rockford Files. I mean, and all good quality stuff, but still.
if I liked what my dad may my dad rest in peace. If I liked what he liked, I'd listen to Rush Limbaugh way too much.
Yes.
And I'm glad I don't.
I listened to a lot of AM radio in the car with my dad, and it was not fun. And he liked like Roger Whittaker and bad, like, Four Lads, and nothing. Music was not a big part of his life. It just wasn't. So I would say this, guys, let your kids like what they like. And by the way, you may find something your kid likes. So it's like, oh,
Your
that's
kid's
pretty
gonna
dang
show
it.
you some cool things.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Like
So
my son's only 3, and he showed me a lot of cool things.
well, yeah, and it's like, and unfortunately, our kids now are just at, well, your kids now. I would say my son is 20, so I can't control anything. But
Mhm.
he could be shown a million different things that would be all sucky. So
Yeah.
that filtering is just so hard, and you could be the greatest parent in the world, and still all the shit gets through. It does,
Yeah.
because all those kids that he's hanging out with will tell him all the shitty stuff. It's like, oh, well, great. And Matt, enjoy filtering that internet, because it is a shitstorm. And
Oh
that's
boy.
great.
I mean,
Yeah.
my son has already figured out YouTube toy videos, and those are kind
Oh
of
yeah,
horrendous.
yeah. Which is, you
But
know what?
but ultimately they're kind of fine because it's just the toys. Like
Yeah. And
it,
by the way, I got to see some really inappropriate things just because parents showed me these things, because like, oh, it's okay. So you
yeah,
know what? We all turned out okay. We all saw
yeah,
inappropriate things. We all turned out okay. And
yeah.
you know what? By the way, just chill, man. Your kids are gonna be okay. They are not gonna be. You know what? We only have 24 hours in a day. We only have so much time to filter
Mhm.
what they see. And yeah, you don't want to be insane. But from there, Matt, I'm gonna have to whittle down your thing, because you have a lot here, and I know we're at an hour and 12 already.
Oh
So
yeah.
you give me what you feel like is the most important thing
Okay.
in regards to
So
the music, books, and hobbies
so
section.
so Boards of Canada are one of my favorites. They're not everybody's thing. Check them out. The Caretaker's definitely not going to be anybody's thing here other than me. If you like ambient music, check them out. So I want to talk about Ulysses.
Okay, I have no
So
clear clue about what
Ulysses
is.
is a novel from, I want to say, what, not like 19 in the 20s, I think. I don't remember, but it's written
We're talking
by
about like Ulysses, like the actual thing. This is not a band.
no. This is a book.
Oh, okay. I'm like, I was thinking like
This is a
this is a
book.
band or something. No,
No.
Ulysses. Okay, got it. I get it.
Ulysses
Yep.
by James Joyce.
Okay.
So I read this for the first time when I was 20. And it was one of those books that I think it was one of those things that like Have you ever had one of those things that like you look at and love, but it also tells you what's wrong with you?
Mm, I don't want to think about that, Matt.
So Ulysses is a book. It's a reference to Homer's Odyssey through
That makes sense.
the lens of like 1910s, 20s Dublin
Yeah.
over the course of one day. And it's also written by James Joyce, who is probably one of the greatest writers ever. And he wrote in a stream of
Wait, he wrote Twilight and he wrote Harry Potter.
no.
Oh,
Um,
what?
he
I've
was
not heard of him then.
as far as
Just
I
kidding.
know, he was
Just
not
kidding.
he was
Just
not
kidding.
a
Yes,
transphobe.
yes. James Joyce. Yes.
But he wrote in a stream of conscious style, and the thing that hit me when I read this the first time was all of his, you know, wandering off in terms of like the text pointed out that like I think there's something wrong with my brain, but that's okay. And you know, here I am now, like starting to really realize that like I have unchecked ADHD or whatever. But like, and I've been reading it again, and I just it's just a book I love so much. I think it is written so well, but I also think that it is written in a way that like you have to work for it, and I appreciate that. You get through chapter 2 and you're like, oh, I think I figure out what's going on. Chapter 3 takes a weird turn off into the ether, and then it comes back eventually in like a later chapter, and then you're back on and you're like, oh, I see all the Odyssey stuff now. And it is a wonderful read. This is like my 4th or 5th time through, and I love it. It is a masterpiece, and I know that like anybody who hears this and sits down to try and read it will at some point become reckoned with, I don't understand what's happening anymore, to which I will say, just keep going, because it is a beautiful, beautiful book.
Yeah, books are, I will say, as a person that was late diagnosed with ADHD, books are hard for me. I found that in college. I realize now, I'm like, oh boy, now I know why I struggled in college, because reading became a challenge, because I would try to read, but as soon as I heard something around me, I'm like, oh, I can't focus. And then I was like, I'm gonna read that again. And it's like, oh, my comprehension is bad, because, and I just felt like, oh my God, this sucks. And I used to love reading, and it's like now it's like a chore, because it takes so much effort to not only just read it, but comprehend and actually experience it, versus having to repeat and just like, oh, I have to reread that because I missed it. And it became like, I just wanted to give up. And that sucks.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you
yeah.
there. What I've done recently, and I didn't have this the first couple of times, or the first like 4 times I read this. Like, and it was hard. This is a difficult read. I'm not going to sugarcoat that. It's a difficult book. But the thing I figured out now is if I read it with the audiobook.
Oh yes, I would agree. Audiobooks for me as a stimulant kind of really help me focus, versus just looking at the page and like saying, okay, where did I stop?
Yeah, then like
read.
Yeah, and then like then like you get in your own thoughts, and then like the letters start moving around.
How some people learn by whatever. It's like it just becomes a thing. So yeah, I feel frustrated at times when people are like, oh, we're not reading books now, we suck. I'm like,
yeah,
reading is one way to intake media.
Yeah.
And there's other ways to get it, and we shouldn't be a snob.
Well,
Right? I mean, it
What
just if yeah, you
it's
have
tough.
to learn how to read, obviously. I'm
Yeah.
just saying, like, you should never read, but it becomes like a if you're only saying you can intake this art form in one
Mhm.
way, then it kind of feels like, okay, great, awesome. But then you're looking at a diminished audience, and then it's like
Yeah.
you're eliminating people from that actual prose or whatever you're talking about. So
Well, when
yeah.
people say that, they're the argument like that is almost the clickbait title. Like, we're not reading, we suck.
Or it's like, I don't watch TV. It's like somebody tells me, like,
But
good
like,
for you. Are
so
you
the
like
one,
judging me horribly?
when I was in high school and I would watch TV with my friends or a girlfriend or somebody or even my family, or I'd watch a movie with them, I would be the person pointing out plot holes, and they thought I was being a snob. But like, I watched those things like people read.
Yes.
And like, the thing is not we don't read anymore, we suck. I would say we just want to be told stories and let that be it. And we don't like there's that funny like half truth about jazz music. It's the notes they're not playing. But when you are intaking any sort of media, if you're not engaging with it, you're not taking it in. The reason like a lot of us latch on to something is because we find something relatable and we think about that character's experience versus our own. And like that becomes the beauty. And when you and in reading specifically, you do that more than anywhere else because there's only your eyes in those words.
Yep.
And
And I
once
would say this too, Matt. I mean, if you think about the original storytellers were the people that were telling their tale to the
Mhm.
people around the fireplace, right? There was
Yeah,
no written word. And
sure.
so actually audiobooks feels like a way to bring us back to originally
1000%.
stories were
1000%.
told. And because how long have people actually have access to print like the Gutenberg Bible, right? So
Yeah, not
books
long.
are a small portion of like actual storytelling. So and that's why I
Exactly.
always feel like I'm so happy we get storytelling from so many different mediums now and
Mhm.
what it can provide, but
Mhm.
not every video game is going to have that.
Exactly. Well, I mean, what
Yeah.
here's what I'll
So
say.
your book you're talking about, it's in a space where you can get it, and that's
Mhm.
maybe the way you get it, and that's
Yeah.
fine. And that's good. But
Yeah.
is there an audiobook of it? And would that be great? Maybe. I
Mhm.
don't know. Yeah.
I mean, the Jim Norton audiobook's pretty good. He has a very wonderful Irish accent,
Oh,
and it's like the kind of
character is great, right?
it's that kind of Irish. I want to say it's like not Dublin, but like northern, not quite Northern Ireland, but like the north of the Republic of Ireland, where it's just it's almost like he's just he is a warm breeze at dusk the entire time, even when he's doing like changing his voice for characters. Like
I love
it's
that.
he's not trying to ham it up. He's not trying to do anything for effect. It's just like, I'm making sure this is a different person talking, and I
Oh,
want and I want to make sure you keep up. And
and that is a talent with audiobooks, right?
that
It's
is it. That is
like
an
the
art.
oh yeah, Dungeon Crawler Carl. I will say this, and
Mhm.
and it's like the buzz, the one narrator who does like 26 different voices. It's a talent and it's amazing.
Yeah.
It's like the old radio view. And I will
Mhm.
say this, Matt, as a kid reading comic books, I would try to partake what Stan Lee and the different guys did.
You
I'm like,
had to.
and I'm like, oh, what is that word? Punny? And then because Hulk always said puny humans, but I
Yeah.
read it as punny. I'm like, oh my god, that's how I did it. Or my pronunciation of a term was like
Sure.
completely wrong for what
Yeah.
Stan Lee would have. But it's like that's kind of how it worked because we all had to create those things in our mind. So
Yeah.
it's all valid. And yeah, I'm glad that books and things and still exist, and it's not just trash TV. But
Yeah.
let's move on, Matt.
Yes.
Games you played, because I would like to say that I've played a lot more games, but I'm still deep into James Bond. I did get Star Fox on the Switch 2. I also have Lego Batman on my thing, and I've got more games to play. Steam sales are going on. I just actually found out that you can actually get Android games on Windows. So I got on the Google Play Store the Dungeon Clawer game. Matt, have you
Oh,
heard
there
of
you
this
go. There
Dungeon
you go.
Clawer game?
Yes, I
It's 10 cents on the Windows Google Store, which is just like, it's a way. I'm like, I could spend $15 on the Switch version, or I could get it for 10 cents on this way I can play on my PC. I'm like, why not? So it's just so weird. I love this. I've been getting controllers for my Switch 2, the Nixie Hyperion 3, the what's the other version? It's the there's another version that just came out that I've also bought that makes the Switch 2 actually a real decent place to play your games. I love it, and that's where I'm at. So but I just have not played more. So Matt, what game do you want to call out?
I still live, laugh, love Guild Ball. I'm gonna leave it there.
Oh,
like I've talked about it enough on this show. I'm a playtester for the game. I love it so much. In fact, I'm in the Discord. DM me. We talk about it.
Matt, I told you I went to that one show in Wisconsin where they had a lot of these things there, and I'm like, that's impressive. I know nothing about it. I don't want to know anything about it because it's just not for me.
Sure.
But I love that people are passionate about it. So I love that. But I'm just gonna show, like, this is what Dungeon Claw is. It's great. It's like a claw machine, which my family and my wife love, and it's just a weird way to like battle.
This is like, I will say this, and I mean this with 100% respect. These types of things where they hit this balance between, I don't even really know the extremes, but like, it is a special kind of stupid. And it is the kind of stupid that just brings this grin to your face. You cannot be really mad about it.
It's better than a cookie clicker, but it is one of those random things where it's like, oh my God. And the fact that I can spend 10 cents on the Google Play Store versus $11 on the Switch and play this game, I'm so happy.
Like, this is one of those things I would probably find a way to get on my Steam Deck since it's 10 cents.
Yeah.
I am not spending more than $1 on this.
I looked at, like, even is it on my Apple device? It's like $6. I'm like, well, 10 cents is less than $6.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, why not?
Yeah. Actually, I will say this. I have been playing. There is a game I have been playing, but it's like a daily word game. It's called Not Word. It's called Not Words. KNOT Words.
Oh, nice.
It's developed by Zach Gage. It's like a crossword / Sudoku mix.
I like that.
It's really cool. Zach Gage is one of mobile gaming's greatest treasures, as far as I'm concerned. He's right up there with Michael Brogue. He mainly does games that are like puzzly, and Not Words is really, it was one of those things like, oh, I'll try this because it's him, and I'm obsessed. So Not Words is really cool.
I want to say one of the biggest tragedies in games is PopCap Games. They are owned by EA. We do get like Plants vs. Zombies, but one of the games my wife loves to pieces, I do too, is Bookworm Adventures, Matt.
Oh, yeah.
It is Trapped.
Yeah.
It is not like a thing. I love this game to pieces. The fact that you are just basically battling characters by how well you can like spell a game. And I don't know why this isn't like the biggest thing in the world.
Like,
why is it?
This Slay the Spire could fucking never.
Oh my God.
like this is that weird stuff.
Yeah, I own it. I own like the only way to play this game, which is like, but it doesn't exist anywhere. I hate the fact that games just can disappear unless you bought them some way, and it's like, oh.
There was a game that PopCap did that I absolutely loved, and this was before Plants vs. Zombies, or it might have been, they might have did it right after Plants vs. Zombies, but it was called Bad Unicorn or Evil Unicorn.
Oh, I
and
didn't even know.
and
Was it
it was
Carpeggle?
no,
Oh,
no,
really?
it
I don't
was
even know this game.
um and it was basically a platformer, but it was on your phone and you just clicked. I remember, I think I had it on my iPad, my original iPad. And it's one of those things that, like, I think it's just lost to time now. I don't think there's any way to access it, but it was cool as hell.
Well, if you can, and I remember when I had a developer on, they talked about a game they made that was on Unity or something like that, or the old school. It was like a licensed game. They said it doesn't exist anymore. It's like that sucks. Because I remember that was that one game from Adult Swim that was like a unicorn that was also tied into like an erasure song, which was great. I loved it to pieces,
Mhm.
but I don't know how long that game's gonna be around. So if you have like anything that says that game is somewhere, let us know because I have no clue about that game. That's sad.
Yeah.
Makes me sad. Yeah. Um,
Let's see. I'm trying to see if I can find images of it.
no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, you
Um,
go ahead.
yeah, let's just go on to the I was gonna pivot to the next thing, which is wild cards, which is basically anything around the world. And I just wanted to talk about the fact that I podcasted with my friend Andy. She's Norwegian. I'm have heritage from Norway with via my dad,
Mhm.
and the fact that we've been able to talk about like musicals through that has been amazing. So we podcasted about the first 3 episodes of Schmigadoon, which is just an amazing show on Apple TV Plus. I don't know if you've heard of it, but basically they take the era of like the 30s, 40s, and 50s, maybe late 50s era of musicals and have decided to put that into a musical TV show is amazing. It's
Nice.
got a great cast. It's so much fun. They got 2 seasons, and then it just won a Tony on Broadway. They adapted
Wow.
this TV series. It's so much fun. It's just I love the art of uh Broadway musicals and what they do differently compared to like movies and other things because seeing a stage play is so much different than
Mhm.
actually seeing like a concert or a film. It is it's part of a covenant with the audience that they know there's going to be like goofiness and silliness and it's just going to be a thing because that's part of the medium, being on stage and what they can do. It's not going to be like high effects. It's going to be amazing. So I just enjoyed talking about this because it is basically these people that love musicals and saying, what can we do in a modern lens and take the musical format with all these other things that have existed and turning into a modern story, but still having the goofiness of a musical? It's so much fun. Um, I just need to find the trailer here. Maybe I can find it.
While you're finding that, I figured out what, so the game was called Unpleasant Horse.
Oh,
And
really?
I
Unpleasant Horse.
put a YouTube link to the teaser in our chat.
Okay, let me bring it up, Matt. I will
Yeah,
do
it's from
that.
like 2011. It's 15
Wow,
years
we're
old.
going way back.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. I'm gonna take a copy of this and put it in here. We'll talk about this because it's important that
Yeah.
we really highlight. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Let me pause this and I will put it into the sharing screen as we do, and we'll go from there. So, oh, this looks cute. It's like
Mhm.
a bird flapping, and
Yeah.
there's a unicorn. Very nice. Oh, what am I missing here?
Just wait.
Dark horse. There's a skull on that horse, Matt.
Yeah.
That looks edgy.
Yeah.
I love that. I have no clue about this thing. It's coming soon.
Yep, that's what it is. So basically, if
Uh,
you use the horse to jump from cloud to cloud,
there's
and
like
you,
no gameplay. Oh my god.
yeah.
Is
So
there any? Oh my god.
so
This ever get
fourth and
released?
yeah, it did. It was on iOS devices. Um,
Really?
yeah,
Oh,
it was a platformer where you basically take that horse from cloud to cloud. I think you're, if I remember correctly, you are taking out white horses along the way. and it kind of had like a Super Meat Boy type of thing about it.
Okay.
And it was by Fourth and Battery, which were people from PopCap Games, and then I don't know if they did anything else after that.
And I was just gonna bring up the Adult Swim Erasure game, and I don't know if this is still available. It's pretty awesome though. I'll bring it up. It plays that song "Always Want to Be With You." It's just amazing game. I mean, why is this not?
I mean,
video playing?
I love Erasure a lot, so
of course. I mean, they're great. I mean, why is this not showing? It should play. Here we go. But it plays that Erasure song as you're just trying to get here, and I suck at this game. Of course, I'm not good at it. But yeah, you're playing it and you're trying to do the stuff, and you hear the song, and it's like it doesn't get old, but your ability to just keep it going, it's not great. These constant runners,
like this is Bit Trip, this is Temple Run, this is
absolutely. I love these. Was the coin game that you had? It was it's great, and it had Erasure, and you just like, oh, I love that song so much. I'm just gonna keep playing
let me tell you, as someone who played a weird amount of Jetpack Joyride on my iPad.
Oh, that's the game. Yes.
If I had an Erasure song accompanying me, probably still playing it today. Just saying.
Absolutely. Yeah. It's funny, as a guy who had a girlfriend who made him a mixtape that had Erasure songs on it, that broke his heart. It is a thing. But this is the Schmigadoon trailer. I'll play it really quick, share it with you. It's just fun. This is the Roger Hammerstein era
oh my
musicals.
Goodness. Is that Cecily Strong and Keegan-Michael Key?
Yes, and they go in a world where musicals exist. And this is like Oklahoma and Guys and Dolls, and they basically a premise that is just crazy, and it's based on the title is based on Brigadoon, which is a weird musical where basically the people of that
it's a
era
folk tale, right?
It is basically
Alan Cummings in it. Oh my god,
this is a bangers row, Matt.
Why didn't you
great
just
creators?
lead with
Kristen Chenoweth is in this.
What?
It's like the worst person in the world, and it's got like
this is what Todd, this is where you say, have you ever seen Keegan-Michael Key, Cecily Strong, and Alan Cumming in anything? Well, here you go. That's what you said.
Here you go. Yes, Kristen Chenoweth, Jenna Mulroney from 30 Rock is in this. It's great. It's
what?
Yes, this is a great show. It's a bangers row of like just amazing people. Martin Short has like one little small. Yes, it's amazing. It's 6 episodes. It's like 30 minutes long every episode.
Okay,
there's 2 seasons of the show, Matt.
Stop the recording. We are starting this over and only talking about this now.
It's amazing, Matt. This is why I talked to a Norwegian person about this show, and we just talked about the first 3 episodes, and I could have talked for days. It's so good.
Oh,
it is so fun. You'll love it. And there's 2 seasons of the show. The
first
my season God. Is Schmigadoon. And guess what the second season is called, Matt?
Schmigadoon?
Chicago. Because it's all about the next era of musicals with Chicago and things like that. And it goes horribly wrong. Sure. I love this to death. It's so good. And the people that are involved in this, Matt, oh my God, they know musicals. Sure. They have a great sense of humor. And I didn't realize this. The people that were behind this are also behind like a lot of like animated movies where they just know they can take license with everything and just have a good time.
Oh, good.
You need to watch this with your wife. You guys will have so much fun.
Well, maybe.
Maybe. Is your wife not a musical fan?
No, it's not. So here's the thing. I am at a point in my relationship where if I suggest something, it's immediately shot down.
Oh no.
Exactly. So I need to find a way.
Okay.
For either my mother-in-law or my wife to find out about this, so they'll get interested. Like,
can I give you a pitch to your wife?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to pitch this out here. This is musical history, 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. 101. that is going to be placed in a modern lens in a way that will make you feel like you're um, being educated about a different era of musicals in a modern lens with people that understand the composition, the era of musicals, and how they can do this in a way that can bring everyone together in a modern perspective, but appreciate the old. I had to look at a website. It's cool to see what these creators said. Like, oh, we took this from this show, Guys and Dolls. We did this from Brigadoon. We did this from like this. And it's like, wow, this is quite the it's almost like a learning lab on how to make musicals in a way that makes sense in today's media sensitivity, but also like, wow, you can have fun with this. So I think this is a way you could like pitch to your wife, like, this is kind of like a parody, almost like Weird Al sensitivity of the music.
I love your pitch.
Yes.
But I think that's a pitch for me, not a pitch for
I will say that it's on the TV. Watch it.
Sure.
I think that brings the boys to the yard. The milkshake.
Sure, yeah.
And I think that's what you have to do, because I think your son would enjoy it quite a bit because it's funny, it's silly, the music's fun, and it has a levels of like adult natures that will be over his head, but I think your wife, and there's actually a medical perspective on this show because the two leads are doctors, and that makes it so much fun when they address some of the certain things that are addressed in the sensitivity of the show. So I would say put it on. Well, just see maybe if she comes to the yard.
Here's a funny thing about interactions.
There's no F-bombs. This is like family friendly.
Interactions with my son of late. It's really funny how I can sort of pick a song out of the ether and he just starts to love it. Have you ever heard the song Senses Working Overtime by XTC?
I love Ecstasy, but I don't remember that song
specifically. So it is a very good song. And when you have a toddler, there's a part in the chorus where they go, and I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Senses working overtime. So Aton always wants to hear Dad, can I do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5?
Oh,
I'm like,
Logan had that with Muse.
Like I can pick a song, and as long as I get amped about one part of it in a way that is like kid friendly, all of a sudden it's his favorite. Reba gets real annoyed with that. Now, because the World Cup's on and there's this commercial with a Flo Rida song in it.
Oh no.
I've been listening to My House by Flo Rida, and now Aton loves My House by Flo Rida. Now,
that earworm. It's like, kick it out, please.
Now, is the song for kids? Nah, but he's more about the dancing around. He doesn't know what they're saying. As far as I can tell.
I totally get it. Yeah, with Logan, it was like, here's a song by oh god, I'm blanking on the name of the band. It was Spaceman. It was not Panic at the Disco. It was another band I love. Okay, well, moving on.
Yeah.
Best thing next week.
U.S. versus Bosnia Herzegovina in the knockout stages of the World Cup. It happens Wednesday.
Wow.
I'm excited.
I just think about that. I'm like thinking about like, oh, I remember when we were like in like conflict and we had sent people in there. It was like all these battles.
The World Cup brings a weird amount of things together, man.
Yes.
And like, and see, like, it's really funny. Like the final 2 group games happened tonight. It was Argentina versus Jordan, which was Argentina, the obvious winner there. And then there was Austria versus Algeria, which is like a weird amount of payback for the 1982 World Cup because history's a funny thing. Algeria won tonight.
Everyone remembers. Yeah.
Like, and it's you know, there are plenty out there who are poo-pooing the fact that like the game threes don't mean much this time out. They never mean much in World Cups, except when there's a chance for third place teams to go through. And I will always say that like the more times that this happens, the better, because then those games become watchable in a reasonable sense. Because unless you're getting a Cape Verde story, which you don't get every World Cup,
No.
like these games are special, and it's the reason why I watch every minute of them. Now, have I watched some terrible World Cup games? Absolutely.
Sure.
There have been terrible games that decided the winner of the tournament, that went 120 minutes of people playing not to lose, and they just see how the penalty shootout goes. It sucks, but it's interesting. And like I love this tournament. And
when is that game?
That is I will tell you, it is bracket. It is Wednesday at I think it says 8, so I'm guessing 8 Eastern, 7 Central. It'll be on Fox.
Okay.
Or Telemundo if you like the wonderful Spanish.
Actually get Telemundo streaming on my digital antenna.
I've spent a lot more time watching the Spanish commentary this time out than I have, mainly because like I have a conflict. Look, Alexi Lawless is one of the reasons I love this game, that 94 squad. I will never, ever not give him those flowers. But him as a pundit, I can't stand. I've never been able to stand. And like, and everyone tells me, well, that's why he gets you. But like, then you have Zlatan Ibrahimovic, who is Alexi Lawless on every kind of steroid at once, and still he's won trophies. He's been in tough situations that Alexi Lawless couldn't dream about. And I would rather listen to him than Alexi Lawless. He's way more ego too.
Yeah, it's weird because I think certain people, it's like, you're not the best player, but you have a great personality. We've seen that with like in the NHL. I mean, I love some of the personalities who've come out in the NHL.
Oh yeah,
which has been great. PK Subban, I think, is great.
Oh, what
fun.
I hate Canadians with a white hot intensity, but protect PK Subban as long as
it's so good. I mean, he talks about
so
like, all
great.
the things he brings forward.
He's so awesome.
You know, and he does not look like the average Canadian, right? He is bringing the thunder, plus also the what is it? With
the style.
I don't know.
What
do we call?
Yeah, I think that's the drip. Yeah.
Oh my god, Matt! I said the drip.
We're two old people. We can be.
I'm wearing a hoodie, Avengers hoodie from like probably like 20.
I've got a WWF hoodie, which is a World Wildlife Foundation hoodie.
Oh, I remember when Vince was so upset about
panda,
that. But I got
like about to hit another panda with a chair. So
I love the
I'm a child.
Yes, I love that. And I've got like this thing, which I think is like, is that for guys? Can guys do this? I don't know.
I mean, Kurt Cobain cut those into his sweaters. It's fine.
You know, I think I should be able to do that. But you know what? But you know what, Matt? I appreciate that. I love when people, you know, how many pros are really good at doing what they do, but then you bring somebody like, I only had like 2 seasons and I sucked at it, but I'm really good at what I do. You know what? I'll take that. I don't want to have an athlete come in and like, we played our game. Like, athletes are horrible interviewees for the most part, but some are good. But you know what? I'll leave it to pros.
I mean, a lot of the U.S. national team that I've had a problem with as players over time have actually come out as like really good, like, speakers about the game.
Yes.
It's
a different skill set, right?
I had a lot of problems with Landon Donovan as a player. Is he one of the best players we've ever produced? Yeah, because he's tied at the top of goals.
Sure.
But like, him and Tim Howard doing a podcast is surprisingly good, and it should not be as good as it is. And the fact that both of them are as upfront with their thoughts, and they speak so plainly and so against the grain probably in a way that US soccer would not like. I love that, and I think it needs to happen more, and it needs to be listened to by the people in power more, because they've played the game, they've lived the game, they've gone. At least Tim Howard, he went to Europe, he did well there. He was a great goalkeeper there. Minister of Defense, we never forget. But like, yeah, Landon Donovan has worked his way into being a very good speaker about this game.
Yeah, it's like basically saying, "Oh my goodness, have you seen the NFL players that are the best?" and really being bad about what they talk about their sport. It's not always great, but that's okay.
No, it's not.
Yeah. But I want to say my thing to look forward to is very fun. Have you seen this? We got Will Ferrell, the national treasure, coming back out as essentially a golf pro that has fallen into defeat. He's called the Hawk. And it just makes me think of oh God, what's the name of the golf pro who drinks a lot of beers?
John Daly.
Smokes. Yes. This is like him being John Daly coming out as a pro, doing his like classic Will Ferrell, and I love this to pieces.
Okay, so I'm gonna say something.
Uh-oh. You're ruining my parade.
No, I'm not going to ruin your parade, because this is probably great. What I don't like is that during a US game, they pan to him.
Oh yeah, he's out there with
he's out there dressed like
Fortune Femster as like they're like
no, but he was out. He was at a game like just in as this, and I'm like. I'm like, really? What the hell is he? I'm like, what the hell is he wearing? And now that I've seen, I'm like, oh, he was just doing a bit.
Yeah.
And like, it kind of feels gross. I will probably check this out. I'll probably like it.
Okay, Keith David involved. Why not? Yeah, I
know.
Didn't
he pass? I thought he passed.
No, he's still around.
Oh, okay. Good.
No, it was the other guy in Destiny who died. But I mean, like, I like this because it does feel like it's like, oh my goodness, it's Will Ferrell doing what he does. But yeah, it's kind of sucky that, like what you said, it's like, is he just doing this as a promotion? But I'm like, Matt, is FIFA a pure organization? No.
Oh no! Oh, don't get me started on FIFA.
No,
like there were.
It's as bad as the IOC, right?
In a
FIFA
Discord,
and the IOC.
In a Discord that I'm in, someone said, "Well, let's talk about FIFA as a corrupt organization." You know, Donald Trump could easily just say, you know, let the U.S. win the World Cup, because Mussolini did it in the 30s.
Yeah.
FIFA's been doing corruption longer than Trump's been alive, and they do it better than anybody in his organization could ever dream of doing it. And there's no way that organization is going to be intimidated by that orange wrinkly turd at all.
It's very sad. It's like the IOC and FIFA are like, oh my God, all these great opportunities to be the best things ever. But it's no, there's just corruption. And it's just, the corruption is magnifique, as we would say.
I mean, at least like, I will say this, as corrupt as almost all sport, well, actually probably all, to a degree,
yes,
all sports organizations,
you got an NFL player who's almost drafted because he like, but he wasn't allowed to be in the supplemental draft because he bet $90,000 on his own sport in college.
Yeah, I mean, or Pete Rose. Yes. Anyway, but I will say, at least the game is still the game.
Yes, hopefully forever. So with that, we are done with the show, Matt. We had a great time.
We did.
We converged.
You let us go a lot longer than I thought you would, and I applaud you, sir.
You know what? I want to have a good time. I don't want to contain anybody's passion for what they love. And I think we managed to the best of our ability in our time frame that we have. So with that, Matt, thank you so much for joining us. I know your time and podcasting is it's ephemeral. So it may be here, maybe there. So where can people find you when you do?
So I'm still doing Freereeling It We're things are in flux because as I was saying to Todd before the show started, Jesse and I have had a problem getting both of us in a good place at the same time. That's life. You know, we're doing our best. But freereeling it is where he and I talk about a movie and we watch a movie and we have fun. And sometimes we have guests. Todd, you are in the queue to be a guest at some point.
I'm available.
I will reach out when we can make the plan. And yeah, find me there. I'm on BlueSky, Infinite Dash Rewind. If you see the display name M James Noyce, that's me. And yeah, that's where you can find me.
Excellent. Matt's always a good time. He has something to say about everything.
This is true.
And often a lot.
Some of it's intelligent. Some of it is.
Absolutely.
Not all of it.
Yes. And he's been part of my journey in podcasting. So I'm glad, after all these years, we're still around. I have less hair. Matt has a new child. And, we go around the way. And my son is a full-formed adult. And that's okay.
I remember that kid that you had making the hardest Mario Maker levels.
Yes, and at this point, he's playing Slay the Spire 2 and telling me, Dad, I did this, and I'm playing Hades 2 right now. I'm like, God bless you, son, because I will not be doing that. But with that, I'm at Todd Oxtra, at T Oxtra on BlueSky's and Instagram, around the web. But where I really want you to focus on is at the Fandom Foundry on BlueSky's Instagram, our YouTube channel, our Discord, our podcasts, and everything around the globe. That's where we live. We have a great Discord group, and we'd love you to check us out because we've got some cool stuff coming out. I've got some amazing episodes with makers, including children's literature authors, including my wife, which is great. I'm not about into nepotism, but she's amazing, and I just want to highlight her. And we've got some great artists coming out and more stuff to come there. So check out all the cool stuff we do, and hopefully this fall we'll be doing some amazing, awesome fantasy football talk as well. So with that, I want to say thank you, Matt, for joining us. Matt, I don't want to give you anything that's wrong with where you want to be posted. You said where you are now with your Instagram, your all those things in the socials. But with that, thank you so much for joining us. You've shared where you're going to be, and I'm happy for that. And with me, folks, I'd love you to check us out. And by all means, make your best week with watching our stuff, learning where we can point you to the right stuff that you love. And if you have something cool you want to share, definitely let us know. With that, Matt, we are done. Have a good night and make your next week the best week ever. Everybody have a great week. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. God almighty, where's my button to get us out of here, Matt? I can't find it. Oh my God, where is it?
I mean, I have no buttons.
You can't have control of this. I have a no button out. Leave studio. Where is the button to end? I will.
I've got Doritos.
I'm gonna end recording right here.
I'm gonna
do this. Yeah, no, oh God. Oh, is this those sweet chili,
spicy sweet chili, son.
Oh, so good. Oh my God. Oh my goodness. Okay, I'm gonna hit the button. I found it.
You found the button.
I will edit this out.
No, leave all that in. Leave all that in. It's
oh my goodness. Editing. Record drunk, edit sober. So here we go. Night all. Bye-bye.
Night.
And are we done? No?